Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Miguel and today I'm going to make a book review about Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. Um, well, I have a lot of things I would like to say about the book, but I also need to make this video short. It's a book that I really enjoy reading. It's pretty good. The story is interesting. The characters are interesting. The writing style of the author is awesome. I really like it, even though it's not too flowery. It makes the book easier to read, and also you feel more interested into what the author is saying. Um, well, first I have to say what the book is about, and this is not a spoiler because it's written at the back of the book, and the story is about Christopher, who is an 8-year-old boy who lives with his mom. They both moved to this new town, um, and they start their lives all over. They try to settle down. The mother tries to find a job while Christopher deals with school. He makes new friends. He has some trouble with the bullies at school, and he also has some trouble getting good grades at school because he has dyslexia. And everything's fine until a couple of days Christopher disappears, and for 6 days he's lost until he's found by a teenager. And Christopher is not the same as he was before, because now the boy has these psychic paranormal powers. And I have to mention this right now because it's kind of similar to The Shining by Stephen King, because I would like to say that because of the magic system, the powers that Christopher has are very similar to The Shining. And there's an actual reference to The Shining, the movie, in the book, and I think the author had a great influence in that movie, or in the book itself. And you can see it, I don't know how to say it, you can see it plasmado in the book. Anyway, Christopher is found. He has new powers. He noticed things are different, and one of the things that are different is that he can listen to spirits and ghosts, other entities. One of them is his imaginary friend, the man who he calls a nice man. And this spirit is telling Christopher to build a tree house to save the world from the hands of an evil entity named Hissing Lady. The Hissing Lady wants to conquer the world of the living, and she also wants Christopher's shining for to complete her plans. I don't know. That's the story. Follows Christopher, follows many different characters. You see the perspective of different characters throughout the story, not just Christopher, but also you see the perspective of his mom, the sheriff, the teenager who found him, his friends, an old man named Ambrose who lives in the nursing home, his school teacher, the librarian. You follow the story of many characters. This is something I really like because the author makes you feel interested in all of the characters within the story, or in my opinion, I felt very interested in what everyone had to say or what everyone did. And even though they're not all important to the main plot, most of the characters are not important. They're like filler background characters, but you get to read their story, and it's actually very interesting. And what I like about these characters is that they feel kind of real because of their flaws, of their background. And probably the author was too invested in telling the dark side of the human psychology, because there are some themes in this book that probably a lot of people wouldn't like. Like child abuse, healthy relationships, use of drugs, violence, and all that stuff. But well, I like it because I don't know. I could relate with the characters just reading what they're doing, what they are thinking, and it makes it's easier. I mean, it likes that's a good side of writing characters. Um, Especially, I enjoyed reading about Christopher's mom. I think she's a very good character. She's great. She's awesome. She's a great mom. I like the relationship she has with her son. And, well, I think I was praying for her the whole time. I mean, she's like my favorite character in this book. And unlike Christopher, who is kind of a bit too perfect for his age. I know he has these superpowers, and everyone says that kids are smart, but this kid acts too mature for his age. Even though he has these psychic powers and he can tell when someone is feeling bad, sad, bad, wrong, whatever. Um, the kid shouldn't be acting like that. He's just 8 years old. And well, except there is one scene that I actually like for Christopher being too mature. It's when I don't think this is a spoiler, but well, yeah, this is a spoiler, but it's not important. The kids, Christopher and his friends, are having a sleepover in the treehouse, and one of his friends is his pants, wets his pants while sleeping, and Christopher finds out or see him, and and tells him, "Hey, it's okay. You shouldn't be embarrassed. I won't tell anyone, and it will be our secret, okay? I'm not going to make the other kids look at you and laugh at you." And that's something I really like. I mean, it was cute seeing that interaction. But that's the only time I like Christopher as a smart kid. Anyway, the characters are, some of them are interesting, some of them are boring to myself. I would have loved to see more or read more about, or from the perspective of other characters, especially from Doug, Mary Catherine's uh, boyfriend, and I don't know, maybe just a flashback or a chapter talking about Christopher's dad. It would be interesting. For the ones who have read the book, well, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, read the book. It's awesome. I think the author has a good way of describing the characters to make them feel interesting. He has a good pace throughout most of the book, and he keeps like this uh, suspense going on, and also he's good at foreshadowing. From time to time you get to see some clues or hints that will make you solve the whole problem, or the problem. And I don't know, I think it was good to see something that I noticed something important about this part of the book, and then 100 pages later I found out that it was important. And I don't know, it makes you, foreshadowing for some people it's very interesting because you get to have your hypothesis, your theories, hypothesis, and then you are wondering if you're right or not at the end. Well, he's good at all of those things. But now talking about the bad things that I didn't like about the book. I didn't like that the author, I mean, I liked the idea that the author tried to make or incorporate many things into this story, to these side stories, like romance between Christopher's mom and the sheriff, or the idea that the problem with the evil entity, I mean, it's a story that happened before and it created like a detective mystery thing. And when you are reading through the perspective of the sheriff, you know that, well, this looks like a mystery case, and the detective is trying to solve the case by getting clues little by little. And I like that idea, but in the end, it wasn't very. I mean, the payoff for that part of the story wasn't good, because the sheriff, in the end, he didn't solve the case. He didn't know nothing. I mean, he did not contribute to the story, to the plot. Uh, and that's mostly because some characters know a little part of the story, other characters learn something else. I mean, everyone has a little bit of information, and if they all talk or conversate, they would have solved the mystery. Miscommunication is bad in characters, but it's frustrating, but it's interesting because you want them to talk to each other. And while the only characters that talk to each other were Christopher's mom and Ambrose, the old man, they share information and they knew what was happening. Um, and that I felt relief when I felt that when I read about them talking. It was like, okay, now the adults are going to do something, not just the kid. Um, what else I didn't like? I didn't like that the author constantly mentioned a song, which was called Blue Moon, and I don't know. He made like this weird mentions, like Christopher was in the hospital and someone at the one of the nurses' cell phone ringtone was Blue Moon, and or Christopher was walking at the street and a car was passing by, and the stereo was playing Blue Moon or something. I mean, he constantly kept mentioning this song, and I was like, is this song important in the story? Is it relevant or not? And I noticed the same thing happening in The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I mean, I read the book a while back. I don't remember if it was the same song, but he kept doing the same. Like the same song was playing over and over. I mean, it kind of reminded me like Jeepers Creepers, the movie, when every time you hear the sound, you know something's wrong is happening. And I don't know, it maybe was he tried to incorporate something like that into the book, but I didn't like it. I mean, it was, I don't know, written format is not the same as in a movie. Although this book might is, I think it would be easily adapted into a movie, and it would be great to watch that movie. Uh, but the end of the book was too movie-like for me. I actually didn't like the end of the book, because suddenly Christopher has like a superpower. He's super powerful, and the payoff on the book is everything's solved with the power of love. And I didn't like the ending, and not just the ending. Like the last third of the book becomes slow, boring, predictable, and I didn't like it. I mean, a lot of people would think the same. After page 500, you would notice there's a change in the plot. Probably the author was tired of the writing the book. Probably he needed to finish it faster, or something. But I didn't like the end. The end, ugh, I didn't like it. One thing that I liked happening in the end was uh, the plot twist. There is a plot twist, and you should look for it. And then I actually was, it was satisfying to see this plot twist, because this is a spoiler. This is a spoiler. It has to do with the evil entity, the hissing lady, because the hissing lady wants to break the barrier between the world of the living and the world of the undead or the dead. And well, she wants to conquer both sides, but at the same time, you are told that Hissing Lady has enough power to have control over people in the real world and people on the world of the dead. I mean, and in this book they call it the dream world. It's like a second plane or reality where you can astral project and do stuff. I mean, the hissing lady has power over this plane and over the real world, and she still wants to conquer the world. And I was like, this isn't why? I mean, she's already too powerful. Why would she want more power? And I mean, I was suspicious about it. And then the plot twist is that she actually didn't want to do that. And as I said, that it was a spoiler. So the moment you hear spoiler, you should just pause the video or something. Anyway, I like that plot twist or character twist or something, because it wasn't just a plot twist for the sake of plot twist. No, it was because the author trying to incorporate many things in this book, and that plot twist looked like it was from the beginning. I mean, he didn't just add the plot twist, but if you look back to what you know, you notice that it makes sense. It does make sense that this thing was put in here. Well, what else? Yeah. There's this thing almost at the end, that when the story turns a little more into what it's like, it becomes to mention religious stuff, mostly because there is one character who, I mean, one of the characters, Mary Catherine, who is a teenager who found Christopher when he was lost. She's a very religious girl in a religious family, and well, she's a teenager. She's dealing with problems of her own, and well, the thing is that it's not just to mention that she is religious, but also that there is religion involved into the story, or the core of the story, and I didn't like that. I mean, I don't know why I didn't like that. Because then you get to see like God and the devil and and the first man and the first woman and that stuff, which is not something I like. I don't like when others try to put their version of the story, except when it's a fairy tale. I like fairy tales with different point of view. Anyway, I didn't like the incorporation of religion into the story, and also there is a thing that it's kind of weird. I mean, it's the things that it's like a pet peeve, that things don't make sense in a book, and you're like, why is this happening? There is a part of the book where the evil entity is getting control over everyone, and well, everyone is like possessed in a way. They are acting weird. They are acting like zombies, and all they want to do is kill Christopher to get his shining. And I mean, there's a part of the book where all people who are hypnotized stitch their eyelids together so they are closed, and I don't know why they keep walking and seeing and talking and etc. Even though I know they're possessed, they're over the influence of evil, but how can you do it without feeling pain, without poking your eyeball? Or I mean, everyone would have an infection after the stories end, and it would be bad if one of them had HIV or something else, because they probably use the same needle. What else? There's this thing that I found very interesting, and two things about the way the book is not written, but how do you say it? Printed. At the beginning of the book, you see, as I said, the author has this way of making incorporating suspense to the story. And well, this is the way it's interesting. I don't know if you can see it. You see, it's like a normal page, a normal chapter, and then one word per page, just one word per page, etc., 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 and then the chapter ends. It's something I really liked because it was interesting. Because I was wondering what will happen next, and I turned around the page and just one word, and I mean, it was a bit frustrating, but I liked that frustration because I was interested in that. But at the same time, I think it's a waste of paper. And there's a second part in the book where it happens again. There's just a hissing sound written for over 1 or 2 pages, which is, I didn't like that one, and that's a waste of paper. But I think it's a good way of telling a story. I mean, it's like I don't know, making everything quiet and silent, and then doing, and this happened, and do you wonder what happened? I don't know. I like that thing. There's also something else that I noticed, and I don't know if it's part of the book. If it's a mistake of the copy I have or something, but the book has words that have a capital letter where it shouldn't be. Like some random letters around the book are written are with the capital letter, like apple, but instead of having the A as a capital letter, there is a B capitalized. And I don't know if that's the author trying to tell you or make a reference to Christopher dyslexia, or if there is a hidden message in the book. And if you have read the book, you would probably know why I think there was a hidden message. And I tried to read the book again and underline each letter, but I didn't find anything. I don't know, there wasn't any hidden message, just random letters being in a capital form. Well, I think that's everything I had to say about the book. Well, no, I still have so many things I dislike about the book, but yeah, I would leave it there. The book is still very good. You would probably enjoy the book from the first 500 pages. You would read it very fast, even if you are not interested in this genre, or if you are not a very fast reader. I think you would feel interested into the book enough to make you read it fast from the first part. And also I have to praise the author for his writing style. But after page 500, you will probably won't like what is happening next. I mean, as I said, it becomes slow, it becomes boring, predictable. It felt rushed, and I didn't like the payoff at the end of the book. But I mean, 500 pages out of 700 it's good. I mean, and if I had to rate this book, I think in the 5-star system, I would give it 4 stars. Yeah, 4 stars. Also, I encourage everyone to read this book and tell me what you think. Yeah, it could be a 5-star book, but the ending, I didn't like the ending. Can someone tell me if you actually like the ending? But not just what happened in the end, but the way it's told, it's written. And well, that's everything I have to say for today. And I hope I would upload a video of something else I have read this year. And I don't know. Tell me in the comments if you like what I said, if you agree, if you disagree, if I made the video properly, because this is my first video. And that's all. Goodbye, y'all.